Hello and welcome to the Proximity. I'm John Proxy and I'm having a Disco Elysium adventure. I changed the name of my channel, which is why I changed my introduction. It is almost 10:30. I think I'm going to send them to sleep. I think I'm going to bank on the fact that she'll probably be there in the morning. Though I might be able to converse more. The other thing is, if I send him away with the body, I'm not going to be able to steal the shoes. But do I really want to steal the shoes? I don't think I do. So I think we can go on. You know what? Let's see how much of the conversation is left.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Let's see how long one thing takes. Like, even that moved it. What do you know about these tattoos? That's the man who was killed. She almost takes the photo, but then stops. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Why? How is you looking at the photo tied to the lynching? Better not to tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with. What can you tell me about this lynching? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something. Interview the wild pine swep. Cool. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask your names and badge numbers. Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. Lieutenant hands her a piece of blue plastic. I'm Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. He points to you, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. I'm hoping mine will suffice. Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective? She returns the lieutenant's badge and turns to you. Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered an unusual medical episode? I lost my badge. My lost badge is related to it. I see. She looks increasingly worried. So you are saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Probably shouldn't admit to the heavy drinking. Yes. I can't hear you, darling. Speak up. Please. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing. Oh, dear. She sighs with compassion, sadness even. I suppose this does explain some of your more curious turns in our conversation. She must have been suspecting something for a while now. As I said, ma'am, the lieutenant interjects. His technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM. Of course, I sympathise, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. Hang on, she's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. Pity's your boat failure. There you go, I filled my way into succeeding. How do I negotiate my way out of this? She's a negotiator. Just float a favour at her. Insinuate. Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials. I will be frank with you, she puts down her thermal cup. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible. You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain. Like what? Ooh. Reports from the inside Terminal B suggest... Let's make sure I'm recording. I am, and I've got sound. Lovely. It's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason. They're profiting from this trade. The company has tried looking into the matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might be able to turn over the right stones. Or, she picks the cup back up, you can recover your badge. Though, if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause. Detective, the lieutenant closes his notebook. A word in private before we continue. Excuse us for a moment, madam. Thought complete actual art degree. Tried, contrived, mediocre, milquetoast, amateurist, infantile, cliché and gonorrhea-ridden paean to conformatism, I fucked me, affront to humanity. War crime should literally be tried for war crimes. Resolutely shit, lacking in imagination, uninformed reimagining of, limp-wristed, premature, ill-informed attempt at talentless fuckfest, recidivist, shit peddler, pedant, listless, savagely boring, just one repulsive laugh after another. -1 hand-eye coordination, handshake from anger at how shit it all is. Conceptualization passives, heal +1 morale and gives +10 XP. So I'll get my perception back, but my high hand-eye coordination has now been hurt. So I might want to consider putting that up. There's quite a lot in here, isn't there? Like, I've never had to put my physique up. Which is weird, you'd think I would. But it's all going down here.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go? Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance and, you know, not volunteer us to be her henchmen. Oh, so we're her henchmen now. The woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we played straight into her hands. Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you. The company must have more ears on the ground. She could have known about my condition. Wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's just quick to adapt. She is a professional after all. What do you propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking? No, if there's a reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union, or that we're on their take. We'd never hear the last of it. What I propose is we ask her, then we investigate. Briefly. He adjusts his glasses, but do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching. We could just, you know, find my badge? Oh, he nods slowly. That would be fantastic. But do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence. You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months. Let's get back to her then. Is it worth carrying... So... no, I think I need the authority.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in. This reality? She pulls her hood closer around her neck. Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case. I'm conducting a personal investigation into the world I find myself in. How truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective. My theory is that this inquiry into the nature of reality will ultimately converge with our murder investigation. They're really one and the same. Are they now? The lieutenant cocks one eyebrow. A deep synthesis, she nods. I'll assist you however I can. Go ahead, ask. Alright, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay? Ah. Where are we? We're in Martinez, baby. Baby? A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover. Pay it no heed. I'm a disco holdover myself. Ha! She smiles. Aren't we all? She refers to your corresponding ages. And what is Martinez? Martinez is a district of Revachol. She looks around, a green raincoat flapping in the wind, a very small district tucked away in the industrial harbour, north of E21 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. She shrugs. It has its charms, just not at this time of year. Tell me more about Martinez. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. She closes her eyes. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. She opens them. As I told you. Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it, and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. You mentioned the sea. What sea is this? It's not really a sea. It's a bay of Revachol. The bay feeds into the ocean. Are we near the ocean? Yes. We are on an island in the ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic. Known as the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities. What's the name of this island? Kilo, as you already know. She looks to the waters. Imagine a pebble, smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river. On the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary. It's clear this pebble is of enormous value to her. Oh, cool. So every time I use my conceptualization, it just heals that. Yeah, I was right to do that then. Okay, that's Martinez. What's Revachol? Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city. What kind of city is Revachol? The great kind. What makes Revachol great? History, detective. They built the city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least, our centuries. Okay, who built this city? The nations of the Occident. Or the migrant workers from Seminine and Ilmara, depending on your creed. When was Revachol built? In the DeLorean century, 380 years ago. 380 years ago. And why will it resolve history? They say it is where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. Tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. And by that I mean conflicts, ideological conflicts, the stuff of men. Why here? We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. She smiles. It's where the money is. So we're in So we're pretty much at the centre of the world. Oh, we're quite a way off. About... She points across the water, where the skyscrapers rise. A sparkle of lights on the horizon, like an evening stars above the curvature of the planet. 22 kilometres from the centre of the world. That soldering iron is the Bank of the World building, the bottom floors of Insurcom, coalition government, Intimidian mission command. Looks at the sea. Silence. She lowers her hand. The water. The light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea, the cold radiating from it. Where are we? Thought gained. Jamais vu. Derealization. We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately. She watches you closely as you scan the horizon. This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you? Okay. Okay, does Inland Empire... Okay, Inland Empire can send me crazy, but it's quite low. I'm pretty sure all of them can send me crazy. Was there something else about... Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown. This has been informative, thank you, Mum. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask. He turns to you, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all now? Mum, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, Mum? Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term. But won't I be lazy if I don't do it all now? Of course not. He shakes his head. You're already diligent for getting this far, and diligent boys remember where they left off. Indeed, I'm always at your service. Okay. That's all for now. Okay, we confirm she'll be in here tomorrow. Okay, so what is this? No research bonus. That's good. I'll read that later then. I'm going to totally do that. So it actually costs us nothing to walk back. But it is 11, so... Do I steal the shoes or not? I don't think I should steal the shoes. I don't think we need to complete every single quest. I think it might come back to haunt us as well. Let's bag him, Kim. Take him away. Lieutenant takes the body away. You work alone for the rest of the day. Alright. Takes out a shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic cover over the dead man's face. Cool. Also, since we have a level up, let's unlock this. And read this. Jamais vu. Derealization. Look at that. That's such a cool picture. Revachol Special Administrative Region, Le Calo, the Insular-Lydian Ocean, Coalition Government, Insular-Lydian Mission Command. Name after name, none of them is familiar. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at a sticker on the fridge. Trouvant, the Apricot Company. World Games 34. You can almost see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch at the corners, see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all the thoughts. The one you truly must complete. Oh god, this might be a terrible idea. I'm gonna save my game. Oh, you know what? It also saves, doesn't it? Let's do it because it's funny. I think this might kill me. Derealization. Why does it do it like that? Not sure. Right. Takes out a shiny black body bag, starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's face. There goes those beautiful enamel boots. May they rest in processing. Oh well, in another lifetime. I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs. Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Leave. She seems quite nice. Doesn't mean she's not hiding anything, but she's probably been the most pleasant character we've encountered so far. So if we want to do anything like shifty, now's the time to do it. One thing I do want to do did I look at this handwritten note? I think I did. Oh, there is something I need to do, but read a case file. I've not looked at any of these yet. The Next World mural. Takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. Which one do you want? The Next World mural. This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight, on 12:02, a graffitio, nay, a mural, appears on the 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Curon. Cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cuts into their forms. Reads, true love is possible, only in the next world, for new people. It is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing, and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaint desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffitio crew is easy to track down. Only the Belles Lettres have the litterage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffitio artists is rumoured to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown. Wait, do I ever find out who came up with? The case files do not show you finding the author of the design. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner JV is against the removal, citing public support for the conservation. This leads to a debate in the Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organised by you and the rest of the Row 3. The 9,000 people subjugated to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and the Villa Lobos, plus half the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rumbling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between the 2 options. Keep the mural. It is right. A staggering 78% of the voters chose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority. And the love truly is possible in the next world for new people. And it is too late for us. All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class. In any case, it appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in the quarter, an agreement as well. What do you want to tackle next? That takes half an hour. I think we can at least stay up until 1. An unsolvable case. The unsolvable case. A.k.a. Leslie and Burke. A.k.a. the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January the 29th, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It's in their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man. You cannot lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to passers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rearview mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s is hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression. Couldn't we just keep them off the streets? You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No. Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action is. Can you keep yourself off the streets? Proceed. Threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station. Hypnotherapy, even trying to get a local gang of Zemelyakis to take them out. Zemelyakis gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as if they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the file that you, Satellite Officer JV, and the Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncovered cross-reference to several ongoing investigations. Each brought at a standstill every time you drive down the main street, because there they are, on the corner of perdition. What is Leslie doing? Public indecency. Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. This case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. You must have confused it with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. The officer is also drunk. Way more drunk than Burke there. And let's be fair, you also have party eyes. You slam the hardened plastic board into his face, then proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who at this point is tending to Burke. He came at us, and I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeable compartment is open. You've smashed it open on pure Burko's kneecaps. The good news is Burke can't walk anymore. Can't get out of his apartment. An invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? Both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved. Which is why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one? I can revisit this. Well, that was depressing. I assume I'm going to get fascist for that one. Fascist too. My communist is doing amazing though. Only I wasn't wearing really posh shoes. I'm an incredibly sorry cop. So let's sleep, shall we? Oh, hang on.
Can I help you?
Right. Want to know if she's still on the roof. And I was curious. This is a small heavy door. There is no lock in sight. Push it. It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets. Sounds very heavy too. Very sturdy. There must be something valuable inside to go through the trouble of protecting it. The door is very sturdy indeed. Well, there's not a lot I can do about that right now. Let's sleep, shall we? Yeah, everyone's asleep by 9 or 2, basically. So I've still got an hour's worth of stuff I can do. Sounds like. I think one more case file then. The Square Bullet Hole Murders. It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks on her rocking chair with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape. But that's all you've got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found a bullet, and then another body showed up with a square hole in his forehead. A sequence killer? Who knows? Those pages are missing. What's next? One day you may still catch the man with the square gun. God, like, this is going to keep my morale up. Just my conceptualization. Okay. Okay, hang on. I thought I did this before, but these are... Wait, what now? Maybe I can try stopping... Words fail to describe how rank it smells in here. Oh yes, I'm supposed to clean up, aren't I? This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are now. Ah, the soap scum smell. It smells like life, at least compared to you. Find yourself a bath. The bath slowly fills up with water. The water beckons. Undress, close your eyes and submerge. The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting, like a amniotic fluid. Few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks like sad duckies. Take the beer cans out. Now that you're alone with your thoughts in the tub. But it's easier than being alone with your thoughts in the tub. What? Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub, but it's easier than being alone with your thoughts in the tub. Outside the tub. Let's imagine something. See a corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench. Then houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature. Linger in the tub a little. Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools. Cool. Water line recedes as you stand. You're cold now. Clothes stick to your still moist skin. I wonder if I can turn the light on. Go to sleep. The bed is still cold from the window blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes. Try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man.
Why?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
Logic. That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've been really compounding the damage lately. I am an artist, and liver damage is my art.
Oh yeah, baby. Frame your suffering as a masterpiece. Only one problem. No one's watching. It's boring, buddy. Boring as death. You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people. Really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
I will. I'm looking at people all the time. I like them.
You do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
At least they're interesting. Each one has a process just like yours, running in the space between their ears, full of secrets. People are beautiful, statuesque, parodies and tragedies of themselves, a great democracy of creatures.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts. You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Open your eyes. I think we did quite a lot on Tuesday. Pull on the light bulb. Yeah, we can have light without dying. Oh, you know what? It's very hobo-esque, but you have all these bottles. There we go. Apparently that one doesn't count. Black ice warning. Wonder what day 3 holds. Yeah, so I sent the body off because I figured we might get information back from it. It's probably a good idea to do that. Who are these people?
Yes?
Tell me about the case again. Now that we've inspected the scene, I want to know more about this pissing competition you mentioned. What is there to say? It's just stupidity. What kind of stupidity? The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is a part of Jamrock or the industrial harbour. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality, so we've let the Union make a mockery of the law enforcement here, and now it's come to its natural conclusion. After this is a struggle over who runs Martinez. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets the police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, and I can tell you that. Time to settle it. They said, cop off. But, he leans in, I assure you that I'm not their finest or their toughest. With 102 cases solved, what I am is the least interested in the pissing competition. So he volunteers to represent the 57th. but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary. I wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station. He raises an eyebrow, thinking it best to let you make the next move. I must be an augury, an apocalyptic omen sent by my people. Can you guess my message? No. You know what? Actually, no. I'm not an augury. Don't know why I said that. Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If not, we should move on. What's special about... So you volunteered to spoil it? Yes, I'm an unrepentant spoilsport. The lieutenant appears pleased with this. What's so special about Martinez? Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. Nor if the interchange doesn't exist. I'm gonna leave why I was sent unspecified. The silence carries. Okay. Okay, enough of the competition then. Tell me something else. Ooh, got a new skill point. Let's have a look at this a minute. Ooh, rigorous self-critique is almost done. Let's unlock this, because I'm going to need to eventually. Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it. He's actually glad it's addressed now. Logic, formidable. Why did the 41st send me? Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57. Because I'm a sorry cop. Yep, that makes more sense than the other stuff I thought of. Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco carp. You weren't sent here to win. Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck-up? Like, as a joke? I've considered it. His voice is somber. So it's true. It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional, but I also think it's somewhat unlikely. Why's that? I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez. I think, yes. Both stations would prefer a win. Ah, so you are their finest. I am the finest of nothing. Do you really see me as a safe bet? Safe? No. But you're old, you've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only started working together, so I don't know what it is yet, but it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they're in for a surprise. Oh, like, Kim's so nice. I don't know if we deserve Kim. Okay. Who are you? A horse-faced woman. A woman in an RCM patrol uniform winces as she notices you.
Not to talk to you right now.
As Lieutenant Kitsuragi explained, a patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant. We're on 45 minutes, so I'm actually going to...
Okay.
Fine, I'm leaving. Looks as if she's about to add something, but she changes her mind. Not like a horse face. Okay, there are two police officers here. We'll talk to them later on the next episode. I've been John Proxy on channel John of the West. I've been having a disco... No, I'm not on channel John of the West. That's going to take a long time for me to get over. We are in the proximity. I guess you're leaving the proximity now. I've been John Proxy, and we've been having a Disco Elysium adventure. Thank you. Thank you for watching.